aka Patters. We're just skipping along here. We're talking everything Netflix, and I'm your host, Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad, the eclectic one, the world sketchbook champion. Yeah, I just wrapped another sketchbook today, so I'm excited. I'm pumped. Rocking and rolling on comic books. I'm all over social media. I'm all over your ear with this podcast, aka Pad's Audio Audacity, and I'm very excited. Okay, collision course. Like all these things are happening in my brain at one time right now, including this amazing movie. Great addition to a genre that is largely ignored, and we're going to address all of that. So buckle up. Let's get through that intro, and let's get to it. AKA Patters, what are you doing, my sexy fans, sexy listeners? I love you all. I love each and every one of you. Part of the reason, too, why I'm like crazy energized. And keep in mind, this is pre-recorded. Right now, I'm in Niagara Falls doing Niagara Falls things. It's hard for me to think about Niagara Falls without thinking about Superman. You know, the original, the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve movies where the kid falls and Superman catches him. That scene burned in my gray matter as a young kid, young dork, and as an adult, it's still with me. So bravo for effective filmmaking there. But I'm excited because my interactions and a lot of the stuff I work very hard with when it comes to social media, there's definitely a base. There's definitely a core. There's a lot happening right now through all of my accounts for all kinds of different reasons. It is very eclectic, and I am, as I call myself, the eclectic one because, I have such a range of style and disciplines and skills, and I thrive to have a skill set to gain skill sets. So with that being said, look, we have a movie here called Polar. It's a Netflix movie, 2018 to 2019. Directed by Jonas Åkerlund. He, if you Google him, I love this. You Google him, there's a picture of him with a young Britney Spears. Like, baller. So, you get the additional cool factor with this movie. And this entry that I spoke about in the last episode 278, the Ice Road, and at the beginning of this one, the intro. We have this it's a assassin genre. It's not spy. It's a movie filled with assassins all trying to kill each other. And there's a movie called Mean Guns. There's Killing Gunther. There's essentially The Kingsman. There's this movie, Polar. There's The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg that I absolutely love. But you see this, right? It's an impression. We got this little composite happening. And John Wick technically is the coup de grace, the cherry on top of the sundae in this genre. And this movie, lucky number 11, okay? It goes on and on. And these movies are usually hyper stylized. They have the trope is a over the top villain, like visually even over the top. Some type of betrayal, some type of retirement. And then all the other characters they're chess pieces. They're clearly distinctive. They're clearly separated. It's a rogues gallery. And visually, no one looks the same, so we know who everyone is. And this movie is all that. And usually, there's a sentimental hook. So this movie goes right into the professional. He has a young female ally that he helped create in a way. So it's very Kill Bill. And the Black Mamba's daughter, if you needed more of a reference. And I didn't know what the heck I was expecting with this movie. Opens with Johnny Knoxville, Richard Dreyfuss right in the middle, We have like young, fearless Hollywood. Matthew Richard Lucas, amazing in this movie. And then we have like a level of violence. We have a level of threat. We have one of the best torture scenes in modern day for those of us who are really into torture porn. And we have a protagonist that we root for, that we know is going to just win at the end. We know he's going to kill everyone, and that's the fun of it all. It's almost like a reverse slasher movie. Like slasher movies, we wait for the villain to kill everyone or the monster, and then we wait for the monster to get killed. In movies like this, because there is usually a betrayal, it's a revenge movie, and we wait for the payoff, which is our guy just literally killing everyone and getting a little bit of peace at the end. Very Infinity War, by the way. Again, great intersections, great crossroads, a hell of a lot of fun. Really blew me away. I don't think I could have picked and got lucky with a better movie to wrap up this wintry, uh, back to back feature with Ice Road and then Polar. I think the two of them fit. I think watching them in that order is perfect because the Ice Road does kind of warm up and whet your appetite and get you going into a movie like this. So the next block is going to be Amy Adams, by the way. We got two amazing Amy Adams Netflix movies, both of them I absolutely love. And then going on to the heels of that, hopefully, because I've been teasing this for a while, to do like a full straight up drama thread, the two popes, a wedding story, Mank, Netflix like love fest, Roma, because the absolute best dramas of our day do reside within Netflix. Gotta say it. So Netflix has been getting stiffed from the Oscars for the last like 5 years, maybe. It pisses me off. But yeah, everyone. So shorter episodes because I'm traveling, because I'm kind of just doing a little bit of a content dump. But I also don't want to tell you too much about this movie because I want you to watch it clearly and I want you to be surprised clearly. This is worth it. It's also shout out to Victor Santos. He's our comic book creator. This movie came up through the Dark Horse Studio. Dark Horse Studio, probably the biggest comic book studio next to the MCU and DC stuff. Virus, The Mask, Hellboy, long list of really good Dark Horse movies. This is another one. Michael Richardson, executive producer. He's the guy behind Dark Horse. The comic that this is based on, it's called Polar. It came from the cold. And there's like a winter cabin that's a great action set piece in this movie, and it pretty much wraps the movie up too because again, it's a retirement. It's a place of solace for this character. Very cool stuff. The snow just like the snow in this movie it's a visual representation of where our protagonist wants to be. Very John Wick there also. This is using John Wick colors or the bisexual lighting. Look that up. So there's a lot happening here. We have a lineage through a comic book powerhouse, a lineage through a comic book production studio, very successful, that gets overshadowed. We have the world's greatest movie studio with Netflix rocking and rolling. So there's so much to unpack with this. And because of it, it's exciting to discuss. It's exciting to bring this to you. And it's very honorable because this movie doesn't get it doesn't get any credit, no freaking love. Like what is happening to this world? I don't know. Like people's expectations are gone. Like their field of study is it just doesn't. It's not there. It's hard to believe anyone that criticizes or promotes movies that don't put this movie at a very high tier of the Netflix movies. But everyone, and also fantastic, one of the best bang scenes there. Our director, Jonas Åkerlund, needs to direct more. He's the guy that brought us Spun. And if you ever saw Spun back in the day, that movie was like there for like drug movies. Yeah, like, it was there like that, clean and sober. And I forget the one with the guy from The Lost Boys. Got a blank right there. Darn. But anyway, Jonas Ackerlund, movie video director, Madonna, fantastic list. You've seen his videos if you grew up during my time, 80s, 90s. You've seen his videos. He's got some good rock documentaries underneath his name. There's a Paul McCartney one that he made that I absolutely love. And he once in a while he makes a movie, and every movie he does, it's almost like a visual impact for the time. As Spun is a great stamp of the 90s, this movie right here is a great stamp of modern day filmmaking. So everyone, I love you. Rock and roll. Episode, the big 380 begins our Amy Adams block. Let's do this.